Hi, Aries. Some smudge of sage to cleanse the space. 3 chimes to bring in positive energy. This is a general reading for the sign of Aries. If you have Aries anywhere in your birth chart, this is your reading. It is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. You know what is for you and what is not for you. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the Aries. What would you like Aries to know or to be aware of for or during this reading? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the Aries. Aries, welcome to Remedies Alchemy Tarot. My name is Greta. I am an intuitive tarot card reader. I do look at the sun placement, the moon placement, and other planetary placements to get an idea of the energy that is surrounding you at this time. But first and foremost, I do rely on intuition. It is my intention that during this reading, you practice using your intuition, listening to that inner voice. I think that the tarot cards are a wonderful way to vet what it is our intuition is telling us, where it is that we are being led on our life's path. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the Aries. Look at that beautiful High Priestess card there for you. I love that card. Oh, and I love that 10 of you. 10, 10, 10. And so, Aries, the foundation, the basis of your reading this week is the 10 of Wands. And you know, the 10 of Wands is the bringing in of the harvest, the reaping what we have sown. And fall, what a wonderful time to really reap what we've sown. And we could almost even say that this is a karma card. You know, the energy that we put out there, the energy that we create, is the energy that the universe reflects back to us. The universe, especially during the fall equinox, is really bringing things back into balance, really setting up a level playing ground as we move into winter, followed by the Emperor card. And the Emperor card does represent the zodiac sign of Aries in the tarot cards. And so when we see that Emperor card, that is letting us know that you are acting, are coming from a place that is true to your nature. You are aligning with what it is that you are called here on this planet to do. Many times when I see your card come up in your reading, I will encourage you to have a birth chart done. There are plenty of places online that you can go to have a birth chart done. And what that birth chart does is it just tells you where each planet was at the time of your birth and how that planet's location at the time of your birth affects you in different areas of your life. Yeah, and there's plenty of places you can go online to have that done for free. You put in your name, your date of birth, your location of your birth, and the time of your birth, and they send you a very full, complete email with all of that information. And you know, sometimes that little bit of extra information does help us on our life's path. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the Aries. And Aries, in your public life, and this will be your work, education, career, money, and finance, we start off with the 10 of Pentacles. This is also known as the legacy wealth. It's the creating a legacy, creating something that is going to last a lifetime, not only your lifetime, but the lifetime of those that are following you. Followed by the Seven of Wands, being protective, being on guard of the opportunities that are coming in. The Six of Swords, the transition, a quiet transition, moving on to calmer times, moving on to quieter waters. The Temperance card, which is also the alchemy card. We can look closer. We can see she is practicing alchemy. She is transforming what she has into something else. It is time to leave people behind, Aries. It's time. You know, Saturn has moved into your career section, or your career sector. And when Saturn moves into our career sector, it is a time to be ready to work hard and face issues that have been on the back burner. And so if there's something that we've been putting up, if there's something we haven't want to deal with, or if there's something that we've had our guard up against, Saturn will bring that into the forefront. And it's almost like we are forced to deal with it. We're forced to make a decision. We are really, we can't put it off any longer. So something that you have been putting off or not wanting to deal with is going to come to the forefront. And I do believe for you, this does involve opponents and competition. And I believe that they are going to be repeatedly showing up until this situation is addressed. But I would say, we have you moving on to quieter waters. I would say don't worry about the competition. Don't worry about opponents, because it's about you sticking with the plan. So it's like sticking. You have a plan to create. You have a plan to create legacy wealth. You have a plan that is going to create wealth that is going to last your lifetime and into the lifetime of those that come after you. But it is going to require you leaving behind what is no longer serving you. And so these things that you've been not wanting to address, not wanting to deal with, I think what you've been not wanting to address, not wanting to deal with, is cutting ties. And Spirit, Source is saying, cut ties with what is no longer serving you. Don't leave things on the back burners. Just cut ties and move forward. Leave the competition in the dust. Leave what is no longer serving you in the dust so you can create, so you can transform, so you can create this legacy wealth. And Aries, in your private life, and this will be your love, home, family, and friends, we start with the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is about fire, is about passion, but pages are slow moving. moving forward slowly. The Two of Pentacles, which is bringing things into balance. There's a choice, a decision here. The King of Swords, which is agreements, contracts, words, binding words. And the Ten of Cups. Tens in tarot represent beginnings and endings. And beginning and endings are really almost one and the same. We cannot have a beginning without an ending. We cannot have an ending without a beginning. But this is the happily ever after with that Ten of Cups. That's the emotional and spiritual fulfillment. You know, the eclipse shines light. This eclipse, the eclipse that happened this week, or the eclipse that has just happened, has shined light on your marriage, on your committed relationships, or even the lack of commitment in a relationship. Things are not going how you would have liked them to go. Or if things have not been going how you would like them to go, this new information, this new attention that is being brought to your committed relationship is really letting you know that it is time to make a decision and it is time to take action. There's a choice here. There's a decision that needs to be made. And it is a legal and binding decision that needs to be made. I think up until this point that you've been letting someone else dictate how your life is going to go or how the direction of your life. It's like someone else has been demanding or dictating control over your life. And Source is saying it's time to take that power back and dictate over your own life. If you believe that this relationship is worth saving, it's very important that you set up boundaries and that you demand that these boundaries be adhered to. It's almost like put in place boundaries and enforce those boundaries. And if this person or if these people are unable to respect those boundaries, it may not be a relationship worth saving. And it may be time to cut ties. You know, again, there's people in your public life and there's people in your personal life that have just had control over your destiny. And Source is saying it's time to take that control back and really set and enforce your boundaries. If people cannot respect your boundaries, then it's time to leave them in the dust. It's time to leave them in the dust. And that's how we achieve that happily ever after. We cannot achieve that happily ever after if we're following someone else's plan. We need to have our own plan. We need to have our own guide. We need to have our own path. And when we allow others to set our life's path, it's destined to be unhappiness. We need to have our own life's path. Messages from Spirit, Pisces. We start with the Six of Pentacles. Sixes in tarot represent balance, a decision. Again, here is that decision. This decision hinges on you. And coming up with a plan, coming up with a strategy. And it is only through that balance, through that plan, through that strategy that we receive the Ace of Pentacles. There is a gift that is meant for you. There is wealth that is meant for you. There's an amount of money coming in that is destined for you. But it cannot come in until you take charge of your life. The High Priestess. You've been living a life that someone else has planned for you or has set into motion with you. You know, Spirit frees up time for us so that we can grow. You have put in a lot of time and energy into your public and personal life. But this time you spent that time in your public and your personal life. You spent that time not on personal growth. It's like you've put in time, you put in effort in your public life, and you put in time and you put in effort in your personal life. But it wasn't for your personal growth. You've taken that extra time that Spirit has allotted you, and you've put that into developing someone else's ideas, someone else's dream. And Spirit is saying it is time to invest in yourself and time to invest in your own personal growth and development. That is where the legacy is. That is when the wealth can come in.